Welcome to another episode of Health, Wellbeing Lifestyle, where professionals in their fields come on to our show and educate the community, inspire them to live healthier lives, feel more balanced and live a lifestyle they love. Today our first guest is Helen and she's here to talk to us about optimising outcomes, and she is an optimising outcomes coach, so it's perfect. Helen, what made you come up with that idea?
Thanks for asking that, Linda. My background is in psychology initially, and I did a lot of work in corporate organisations and organisations of a variety of sizes, working on how do we get good outcomes from people and from individuals. My passion is actually optimism, and that attitude is what drives all of my work. But optimising outcomes is more outcome focused. So it takes the concept of optimism, which is an attitude or an approach, and it gives people some ways to approach their lives, their businesses, their relationships, their communities, to get better outcomes for themselves and for others. And it was driven from many moons ago when I was young. My mouth turned down when I was at rest. So I always looked a little bit unhappy. And so lots of people would sort of say to me, "Are you okay, Helen?" I'm like, "Fine." What I learned to do was tell my face. Have you ever met someone like that who is perfectly happy but they forget to tell their face? So I learned to smile, and I learned to teach myself how to have a happier approach. But happiness is temporary. Optimism and optimising outcomes is more grounded and more long-lasting. So I've now done a lot of research into the power of optimism and why that's an important part of the puzzle for people to get better results, whether that be in their health, in their lifestyle, in their business, whatever part of their life that they want to make changes. And there's really, in more recent times, I've developed a 3-step process for taking you from what am I going to do to what's the best possible outcome. How can I optimise this situation, or how can I maximise this opportunity? And that's, we have to go from thinking that something's not possible to moving to asking what's possible, and then moving through making choices to create best possible outcomes. So it's really a journey of inside yourself. And regardless of whether you're trying to make better choices about some part of your lifestyle, whether you're trying to boost your business results, or whether you're wanting your community to have a better outcome, if we take these 3 steps, we can all end up with better results.
Well, what happens with our brains? You talked about the not possible aspect. What happens with our brains when we say something's not possible?
Well, this is the really tricky part, of course, because as soon as we say something's not possible, our brain agrees with us and basically kind of closes down. So it says, oh, if you think this is not possible, then I'm not going to look for anything to help you with that. It literally goes on a holiday. It says, well, I'm done. This is not possible for you. I'm out. And so the challenge of that for us in whatever our goals are is that we're closing off opportunities. So one of the key pieces of optimising outcomes is creating opportunities. So let me give you an example from my personal life. Why is this so important to me at the moment? About 6 years ago, my husband was diagnosed with a terminal, incurable, only partly treatable condition. Very rare blood disease. My husband was always very special, and so he had a very special disease as well. So what that did was created a whole lot of not possibles. One of the not possibles was that our happy ever after was gone. We were going to live forever, die in our 90s, skiing off the edge of a black run, having heart attacks, tumbling down to the bottom of the ski run. All of our happy ever after was gone. We were faced with a heap of not possibles, things that were not possible for him to do or not possible for us to do. But if we stayed in that place, we would not have been able to move forward. Instead, we asked ourselves, what's possible? So that then sent us down arms of doing research. What's possible in terms of treatment? What's possible? Who's the best doctor? What's possible for him in terms of his activity, his abilities? What can he do? Not what can't he do? And so that what possible question was critical to the process. It also meant that we had conversations about what might be possible for me going forward, because we knew that there was no happy ever after. He wasn't going to be here forever anymore. What was possible for me going forward? And so that opened things up.
And I suppose when you talk about that, what's possible, it's not only the thinking, it's the whole language and the communication you're having with everybody else.
With everyone in your world. And so regardless of what kind of relationship you're in or what your goals are, asking what's possible allows people in to help you. So you get better support if you say to people, here's what I'm trying to do, what's possible in terms of how you could reach out and help me. And so we had great support all the way through Lachlan's illness, and sadly, well, we lost that battle 3 years ago. But it meant that we had all kinds of conversations about how I would go forward. And I was in a community where people would come to me and say, how can I help? And what they were asking really was, what's possible for me to do to help you on this journey? So the what's possible piece just opens us up to possibility and to opportunity, which is just a beautiful place to operate from.
So how do we get the best possible results for our viewers out there who might be thinking, oh, well, I don't understand this, not possible?
Yeah. So once we've gone to what's possible, the lovely part about that is that we can then develop a range of options. We can look at what's possible in terms of time, resources, people available to support, money, where you live, all of those sorts of things allow us to gather options. And then we simply use a variety of prioritising techniques. One of the simplest ones is to, if you've got a long list of things and you're trying to choose, just look at 2 of them, choose which one you like best, and then just add 1 more in. People often look at a long list, oh my God, what am I going to do first? Just look at them in pairs, and by doing that, you'll be able to quickly decide which is the best possible for you right now. So best possible doesn't mean best possible forever. Best possible doesn't mean the only thing you're going to do. It's simply, what's the best use of my time and resources right now? And by having that approach, we will make better choices for ourselves and be able to consciously move forward into this idea of optimising the outcomes in your life, in your business, in your world.
Oh, thank you, Helen. And this is the first in a series of interviews with Helen. The next time she'll be back with Creating Clarity. And for more information on Helen Mack and optimising outcomes, then please go to her webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. And now we'll go to break, and after break we'll be back with another interesting guest and topic. Welcome back, and we have Tracey Jardim back with us today, a raw food advocate, and she's here today to talk to us about raw food and the mind-body health. Welcome, Tracey.
Thank you, Linda. I like to call raw food my happy food. And that's because it truly is really good for us. And there's lots of evidence out there that shows that raw food is good for our mental health. Researchers actually undertook a study of young people, around 420 young people aged 18 to 25 in New Zealand and the US. And they chose this group because they are particularly vulnerable and susceptible to mental health issues, and also generally don't eat a lot of raw foods. So what they found is that once these young people started eating more raw foods in their diet, they actually reported feeling more positive and more focused, and feeling like they had more to look forward to in life. One of the things that I should also talk about that's very common and affects so many people is stress. And stress is in a lot of people's lives, whether it's work or family or children, that sort of thing. It's really important for us to think about how stress affects our mental health and our physical health as well, because when we feel stressed, it actually contracts our whole muscular system, including our digestive system. So everything contracts. So it's really important to be aware of stress in our lives.
So what would be some examples you could give us? I know, is it equal fruit and vegetable or another food? What would that entail?
Some raw foods are particularly good for our mental health. Things like bananas and berries, spinach is another really good one, nuts, that sort of thing. So these foods have been shown to actually improve our mental health and well-being.
And so what would your really top tip about the mind-body connection with health be for our viewers?
I would say to make sure that you include lots of raw food in your diet, especially those that are good for your mental health. Remember, bananas, berries, spinach and nuts.
Fantastic. And for more about Tracey and the mind-body connection, please go to our website healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. We'll be back with Sondre Callec, who's here to talk to us about another health, wellbeing and lifestyle topic. And now we say hello again to Sondre Callec, our Women's Sales Success Coach. And today our subject is resources that can work. What does that involve, Sondre?
Yeah. Look, I think that, when we get excited about an opportunity or somebody makes an invitation to us to look at how we can improve our life on whatever level that might be. For me, what's really dear to my heart is women's economic empowerment, learning how to be able to bring in money into their business so that they can have a lifestyle that they want. But not all resources are created equal. And there's plenty of us that have done courses before or invested in our time and our energy as well as our money and realised that, in my experience, sales happens in our confidence and our ability to be peaceful and to be able to make confident invitations is not just about the clarity, and it's not just about the confidence, and it's not just about having your clarity and your systems and your procedures and a clear way to be able to articulate what it is that you do. It's about how you be. This piece of confidence is about the energy of who you be. And so, there's no point in going and learning, to be good in business, you've got to have a product, you've got to be able to sell it, and you've got to be able to get it out into the marketplace. We all know that. We're looking for what will make the difference, what underpins that, so that it is different for us. And we as women, we feel things on a very different level than what men do.
Yes, it can be overwhelming, can't it?
It can be.
For us as women.
Yeah. And so we want, when we're looking at the resources that are out there in the market, we want to be sure that the person that we're investing in or the process that we're investing in actually will support us as an individual. It's not just a group program, it's somebody who's going to work with you one-on-one, understand what you do and how you do it, and how you can do it in a way that does really align to your values and your heart of service.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. And it's also that thing about we never feel we know enough, do we? And that can contribute towards the confusion.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it really does. And if you have somebody, who is willing and capable of coaching you through that, then they are able to help you really be able to bring everything it is that you do into a system. And even those of you that are, doing intuitive work, there is still a system to what it is that you do, and having a really grounded coach in, has experienced a lot of modalities can really help bring your product or service to life. So what I'm really saying is, it is a great idea to have a coach, a business mentor, somebody that can guide you, but I also believe that, you need somebody who understands how, feminine energy and empowerment actually works through your business. And we as women, we need different things from a coach. We need a person who really understands how energetically all of this plays out for us, how we can strengthen who we are as women as we take our work out into the world as we are aligned to our heart of service and as we offer the value of our experience, our knowledge and our expertise. So yeah, I really encourage women particularly to find a coach that aligns with them, that they feel that they can relate to.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for all of that, and it's been a joy to share with you.
Thank you.
For more information about Sondre and sales, then please go to our website healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au, and now we'll go to break. Welcome back, and next we have Nancy Bekhor, who's a light therapy attendant and researcher, and today she's talking about meditation. Welcome, Nancy.
Hello.
Why meditate?
You know, there are a lot of people are aware about meditating, and I'm going to give some known reasons, but I'm also going to give some not known reasons. So first of all, meditation is the great antidote to stress. That the stress we're talking about is not so much like working too hard physically. The big problem is the mental stress, where you're imagining problems, you're solving problems, you're thinking about your problem, and this actually stresses the body. What we do in meditation is, first of all, we are easing the body, because the moment you stop the mind working, the body can relax. Now, there's another reason, which is that we get to connect to our inner knowing. This inner knowing knows everything you want, everything you need. It can solve your problems like nobody else could. How long do you have to spend with someone for them to even understand where you come from? But the great guru is here. So the different perspectives that you can reach in meditation, because you're no longer thinking, but they're more coming up from gut knowing or heart wisdom, gives you a chance to experience your life completely differently. So we're focusing on the body, but we're doing it with a feeling, emotional experience. Meditation is not a thinking experience. Now, I refer to mindfulness. Mindfulness is totally valid. It is where you learn about your life patterns and perhaps improve your relationships, but it is a thinking process. The great gateway of meditation is the feeling, because as we increase our ability to feel the subtle energy flows in the body, we begin to learn to hear the inner self speak to us. Why are some people so lucky? Why do some people know just what to do? More than likely they have a meditation practice, but it may not be. It could be that there's sports people who've learned to calm themselves down. Everybody knows that meditation is not that easy, but there's an advanced aspect of meditation, which if you have not learned to relax, you don't even get there. And I'm going to talk about more of that in the next segment when we talk about mind expansion.
Oh, great. Yes.
But the value of simply learning to quiet the mind helps you throughout the day.
And Nancy, how would you recommend to our viewers to meditate?
Thanks for that question. So what we do, it's not so much about not thinking, don't think about the elephant in the room, you will. It's about beginning to feel your body and focusing on your breath and becoming aware only of your body, because you're going to learn some things from your body. If it's ill health, you'll learn that. But if you are being guided by your inner voice, you will know it as an alert that comes through the body. So meditation is helping you to have ears that are not connected to your thinker. Okay, so it's not easy, right? And we're talking about profoundly meditating. There's new technology created with light. It's found that when you have a session, you have your eyes shut and you see beautiful colours and patterns. And what happens to everybody is their mind disappears. As a Tibetan monk said, he said, it's a shortcut. Yes, today there is a shortcut in light technology.
And for more information on meditation and light therapy, please go to our website healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au, and we'll say bye-bye for now and see you next week. Thank you.